headlines. All children in England and Wales will be offered a chickenpox vaccine on the NHS from the start of next year.
The parents of 2 pupils killed in a church school shooting in Minneapolis paid tribute to their children. As police say, they may never know the motive for the attack.
After a summer of heatwaves, warnings that unbearably hot homes are making people ill and increasing energy bills.
Good morning. The growing problem of plant theft, with more and more gardeners saying they've had flowers, trees, shrubs stolen. I'll be digging into what's going on and finding out how you can protect your plants from getting pinched.
Family of a British couple detained in Iran has requested an urgent meeting with the Foreign Secretary after they were reportedly taken to court unexpectedly earlier this week. Lindsay and Craig Foreman from East Sussex were taken into custody in January during a motorcycle world tour and later charged with espionage allegations they deny. The Foreign Office says it will continue to raise their case with Iranian authorities. Pop star Jessie J has rearranged some of her upcoming European shows after revealing she needs to undergo further cancer treatment. The singer, who told fans in June that she had surgery to remove one of her breasts, says she needs to have a second surgery. Making the announcement on social media, the singer said she was frustrated and sad, but needed to be healed. Let's have a look at some of the papers for you Friday morning. We'll start with the Times. Leading on that rollout of a chickenpox vaccine on the NHS in England and Wales from January, which will be combined with the one for measles, mumps and rubella. The paper reporting the number of children getting the MMR vaccine is at the lowest level for 15 years. More on that throughout our programme this morning.
The Guardian features a photograph of the aftermath of a wave of airstrikes on Ukraine's capital, which killed at least 21 people, including 4 children. According to the Daily Mirror's front page, Prince Harry may meet the King for the first time in nearly 2 years when he visits London over the next 2 weeks. The Sun leads with a migration story reporting that the Home Office is hiring staff to teach balloon craft and floristry to migrants facing deportation. The paper adds these teachers are wanted at the Immigration Removal Centre in Heathrow Airport.
Just taking a look at some of the inside pages. In The Telegraph, they're reporting... You know how people love stories about this sense that somebody from outer space is sending us a message?
Yes.
Periodically, you know, there's a couple of bleeps or something that can't be explained.
Yes.
Now, I'd not heard of this one before, but back in 1977, the extraterrestrial wow signal, as it's come to be known, was heard. This was a team in Ohio who picked up this, what they said was a 72-second radio burst. So unusual, the astronomer who was looking at the time just wrote on his script, wow, and there was no explanation. So the assumption then became it came from aliens.
Yes.
You know, it was a sign. Lo and behold, University of Puerto Rico has been reanalysing decades of previously unpublished observations from the programme that was working at the time, and they now say it was probably produced from radiation from a dead star interacting with hydrogen atoms. I don't really understand that bit, but they say there's an explanation. And all these years, 50 years or so, everyone's been thinking that was the sign. Probably wasn't.
Did they have the recording?
Well, it was 72 seconds long and it was a radio burst, so I don't know quite what that means in terms of what you could hear or whatever, but that was what it was deemed to be, and it wasn't.
In Paris, if you have a big car, like an SUV, right, last year, Parisians voted to triple parking costs for them. And the idea being that tackle air pollution, climate breakdown, and these big polluting cars. But half the problems were they were taking up too many spaces. So there are cities here now, some local authorities, so Cardiff, for example, is now looking at weight-based thresholds for parking charges, while Lambeth is working on plans, Bristol as well, Edinburgh too, because large cars are taking up the spaces, and in a car park, they're not designed
So just to incentivise people to have smaller cars?
To have smaller cars, yeah. And they're going to follow Paris's... Well, thinking about following Paris's route, so... But because the trend now is to buy large cars.